Good morning, sunshines. I know you're like, Callie, stop going live all the time, but I just have been, guys. There's been a lot of cool stuff going on. Good morning, sunshines. Jump on, say good morning, sunshine, hashtag GMS. Let me know if this is a rewatch. Also, I'm going to start off with this so that everybody knows there's a time to say yes, a time to say no. This is going to be likely my last live video for the rest of the year. I know it's only the 18th, but I'm going to be like really focusing on how to step forward in not even packaging, but like making sure that I'm able to support and do what I want to do, what my mission is in different ways. So that being said, I'm going to be focusing on that, seeing where maybe like having my content for next year, like being provided and ready to go. And also I need to finish my damn book, you guys. I was convinced we were going to be publishing by the first of the year. I'm on an editing stage. I'm still on like page 70 of editing. So if anybody wants to edit this bad boy for me instead, just kidding, I have to have that done too with somebody else. Okay, so good morning, sunshine. Time to say yes, time to say no. What are you grateful for? Share that right now in the comments first. My cue today was something that starts with the letter DA. Can you think of that? What are you grateful for? Like dad, right? Obviously, like comes up right away. There's got to be other things like dandelions or dappers. That was gonna be diapers, but it wasn't. Okay. Let's talk about this timing thing. And I want you to think about, as I share about how I've experienced this yes and no phases of my life, how I don't know if you're intentionally in your yes or no phase, and I want to encourage you to get there if you're not. So previously, I was in this like big say yes time in like 2014, 2015, and just saying yes to new experiences, right? Saying yes to getting uncomfortable and growing, saying yes to things that maybe like made me a little bit like fearful or scared because it pushed my buttons, right? And it was a big phase for me and a huge phase of growth by saying yes. So think about maybe some things that you've said yes to in the past that have supported you in your growth that it might have been a little bit difficult to say yes, right? And it was at such a point, you guys, it was like my theme, like, right? Somebody like, hey, would you be willing to? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, I haven't told you what it is yet. I'm like, well, let's do it, right? I remember I took a part of this committee where all of a sudden I was going to LA on the reg to support our company. It was just like a say yes sort of thing. Right? Good morning, Haley. And then, oh, wow, everything looks so different now. This keeps changing on here. Anyways, so a year and a half ago, I entered a say no phase of my life, right? Where when Whit and John was diagnosed, all of a sudden the focus where I need to be was on him and his growth, and everything became a say no. Saying no to social functions, saying no to having our family around anyone, right? We needed to keep him safe. Thinking about like a year ago right now, we were in such a say no phase. In fact, I was looking at my post, right? And I just come back from Texas. We had just seen a specialist. We were doing everything to avoid all of the germs of the season. He was severely neutropenic. We were about to start chemo again. And we were just about to do scans to see if those 5 new tumors were going away. We were in a say no phase to a lot of different things. Say no to work, say no to, any sort of exiting the house. It was a hard no, hard pass. And this year, it's wild, right? I just look at this last week, and we have been on a very big say yes to support Witten's growth again, to support his coming out of chemo, his chemo hangover. And we've said yes to taking the kids to the North Pole, which we didn't get to go to because the North Pole was closed, but whatever, like we still like took them on a trip to get Witten out of the house. Saying yes to this incredible Batman shopping experience that we had on Saturday where the boys got to go out with a superhero, and so thankful for you, Colorado Batman. That was awesome. Saying yes to Kayla Ruby and the concert where she honored the Children's Hospital patients last night and did this amazing toy drive, and Witten getting to be on stage. And she's like, I don't know if you'd be interested in this. I'm like, yes, absolutely, 1,000,000%, right? Like this say yes phase that we're in. So you go, it's an ebb and flow. It always is, right? But what I want you to think about is, I think when I say there's time to say yes and a time to say no, a lot of people are like, okay, it's whatever, you just feel into it, whatever's comfortable. But that's not the say yes and say no. Feeling into what's comfortable is it could be the exact opposite of what you should or need to or would benefit, let's just say it that way, from doing. And it's not about saying yes to be comfortable, right? Saying yeah, I'll go to the family occasion where I know that whatever, like I know that we're going to be completely combative the whole time and it's a toxic space, but I'm just going to say yes because it's just easier than confronting the conversations our family needs to say, like, right, or have, right? That's not a say yes. That's you're just doing it because you're comfortable, right? There's going to be times to say no. And same thing with, saying no to some things where is it the best decision for you and the growth and direction that you're wanting to go? That's the best way to explain it, right? When you're picking your yes or no, it might be easier to say no and stay home and not have that new experience. But is that supporting you in the direction that you're wanting to go for your personal development and growth? Are you in a season of growth? By the way, guys, we're not always in seasons of growth intentionally. Like, we get to step into that. You get to step into that. Maybe you're like, I don't even know what she's talking about. Like, I feel like I was offered this opportunity to step into a season of growth back in 2012 after our bankruptcy and all of our different stuff, and really start to, pick up some different development books and see how I could grow and change. And you get to pick that, but it's saying yes and no, Leah, hello, how are you? When it will support you with that growth. So today, the whole lesson here, right, is all about connecting to the options that you have, one, right? Like, and it could be like a holiday options. It could be work options. It could be, what do I want to do with my year next year options? It could be, how am I parenting options? And there's times to say yes, and there's times to say no. And it doesn't come with the perfect timing of feeling comfortable and good about it. It comes with the timing of how is this supporting me, our family, and our future growth and where we want to go. And it makes saying yes, as like you end up saying yes more often when you would usually say no, and you end up saying no more often when you usually would say yes. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden you start to create these healthy boundaries so that you can be where you need to be for your most positive growth and development. And you also start to create the opportunity to have experiences that maybe normally you would be uncomfortable doing, so you would just stay small. You're not meant to be small. Guys, none of you are meant to be small. None of us are, right? So I hope that supports you. We always end with some commitment, right? So today would be committing to just looking at your decisions that you've been making, and do they really make sense for where you want to go? I know. And then you're like, but I don't know where I want to go. That's a whole nother conversation. So like I said in the beginning here, you guys, I am going to be stepping into some organization and some creation of how I really want to start to light people up and, show you guys that perspective does reveal miracles. And what does 2024 look like for me and our conversations, and, how I can deliver this message and support people, because God didn't bring this to our family, this experience, for nothing, right? He brought this. I mean, there's a plan. There's a huge plan, and I know that. And now it's time for me to really connect to what that is. So I won't be live for a little while. I'll miss you guys. If I start fiending and I jump on, that's just what I do, right? But instead, there's going to be a lot of recording, and I can't even spin this bad boy around podcast prep and all of that stuff. Yeah, finish my book. Okay. You guys, I love you. Good morning, sunshines. I hope you go out and say yes to something that's going to make you grow. And I hope you say no to something that you need to stay away from, right? Like some sort of toxic situations that maybe you need to get yourself out of, even though it's easier to say yes. Okay, I'm going to keep talking. So remember, perspective reveals miracles. I got to go. I love you. Dance class today, but I can't move this arm. Did you guys notice that? This shoulder doesn't work. So I'm going to dance like this. And then this arm's just going to be dangling the whole time. Do what you can do. Bye, guys.